Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and I'm coming back at you with another Wargaming and miniature video. In this video, we are going to continue on with our Quatre project. This is an update. It is the Sunday of the 18th, so this is 6 days later. I think my last video was the 12th. Okay, so I'm trying to get you an update every week up until the 1st of June, which is when we're actually going to go down to NashCon. Our game is scheduled for the 2nd, which is Saturday. We have the 9 o'clock session and the 1 o'clock session, so come on down and play with us. Last week we talked about the NashCon schedule and empty tables, so there might be people still putting in game requests. Something I learned just recently, and I want to address it. Now I've been using a lot of primer, and I've been using a lot of Rustoleum. I've noticed that I've been using more Rustoleum paint than I have been using Krylon. Krylon Fusion was my go-to paint for plastic models, but I've noticed that the Rustoleum paint seems to cover better, and it is, I don't know, I think Rustoleum's come a long way. It's drying faster, and it's covering like twice as much as my Krylon. So I've been doing a lot of Rustoleum painting. Now and then I went and I want to do some flat coats on my models, which I have done, but I want to go through and I want to dull coat them, not matte, that's not dull, and not obviously not gloss or satin. I want it to be dull, flat, right? So the best dull coat I found out there is Testors. This is the Testors dull coat. I've been using this for years, and then this is the point I wanted to make. Just recently, I just bought this week. Looking at it, it says made by Rustoleum. What the hell? Rustoleum makes Testors dull coat? I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, so let me kind of briefly, super fast, go over some of the projects we've been working on this week. Mike got his cannons in. He's been working on those. He's getting them washed and getting them primed. I was able to get him the 3rd unit of Highlanders, so he's working on that as well. And he's excited about getting started on some of his French, because I think a lot of his French command figures have finally arrived. So now he can actually start putting paint to pewter. So the French should be coming along pretty soon. Okay, I also did the 4 Hanover Landwehr battalions, which are right there. I got the Osterrodes, I got the Lundbergs, I got the, who knows what the other 2 are, I can't even remember. Actually, these are the Lundbergs. But either way, I've got those 4 units are finished. They're being glued onto their bases. All I need to do is flock them, and they are pretty much done, right? Okay, so we'll do some close-ups on that at the end of the video, you know, because I like to do that. Okay, I've also been working on picket fences. You can see these picket fences around here. This is how the Quatre map is going to be laid out. The city crossroads. You got the main road going down this way, and then you got the main road going this way, and these are going to be the 3 town sectors, right? This is the inn and its compound. This is I'm calling it the inn, right? This is the barn and its compound. I'm calling this the farm and its compound, okay? And so this is where you deploy your troops. You don't actually have to peel off the roof and put figures in there. You can just leave that shut. You can just put your figures right in there. This is considered this is the town. Or this is the part of the town, and this is part of the town. Because at this scale, individual buildings is not really what they are. This building, or this building area, represents a group of buildings. So this is, because like a whole battalion could fight out of all of these buildings. I did a tutorial video on how to make these picket fences, so check that out. That just got uploaded. And I also finished up the black powder boot camp. So the black powder boot camp videos are up and ready to go. So you can watch from start to finish, learn how to play black powder, and pretty much all the rules. Okay, so you notice that these buildings are not painted. They're primed, but they're not actually painted. And some of these fence lines are not painted, and some of these fence lines aren't flocked. That's okay. It's a gradual process here, but I was thinking about, the reason why this is brown is because I was actually thinking about putting it a different shade, maybe a green or a blue, just to make it look like it's definitely a different, but I think I'm going to go with like a light brown actually. And then these are going to be, I'm going to leave them white. I don't think I'm going to change them. Okay, I have this bridge here from, this building and this bridge are both miniature building authorities, and they do a really good job. I'm super happy with the quality of their product. Downside, they're expensive. They cost a lot of money. Miniature Building Authority should be at the convention. I was thinking about if they have a building, $20, whatever, pop a building out, boom, and then maybe use it somewhere else in my Quatre broad game. I'm actually thinking about doing that. But having said that, I need to, or I could just pop another, if they have another one of these bridges, I'll just get another one of these bridges. But I don't want to rely on that, so I need to build, I'm going to scratch build another building. Basically, I'm just going to take a little piece of foam board on this side, a piece of foam board on this side, and maybe put some foam board posts on the corners, put a strip of cardstock along the top to kind of seal it, and then I'm going to put a piece of cardstock across here to give me the arch, and then I'm probably going to put, I don't know if I'm going to put wood on there or if I'm just going to put strips of cardstock on there just to give it the impression that it's wooded, and then paint it up and flock it and everything. So that's a project. That's probably going to be a one-day project. It'll be done pretty quickly. Another thing that just came in was, and I'm super excited about it, I got my Warlord Games French Line Lancers box. Okay, I had already previously, through Peri Models, I had already ordered the Lancer Command element. And all of their cavalry boxes come with 3 models. So this is 3 models. I'm getting to something real quick. And Peri's cavalry, whenever you buy like the cuirassiers or the hussars or the dragoons or anything like that, those come 14 models in their box sets. Well, guess what? Warlord Games doesn't mount them 14. He mounts them, Warlord Games mounts them 12 per box, right? And my plan was to get a box of fine Lancers or French line Lancers and the command stand and create 2 units of 8, because I would have 14 plus 3 more. I would have had 17, so 16 models would have been 2 units, right? I would have had 1 extra model floating around. But now that this is 12, which didn't even look, but these are 12 and 3, that only makes 15. So I'm going to be short 1 model. I could mount 1 figure per large base, or I could just have 1 figure less, or I could put a piece of, like, I've seen some other people put like a dead horse on there to just to fill a gap. I don't think I'm going to do that. What I think I'm going to do is, because I have some individually mounted cav pieces, I think I'm just going to take one of my individual mounted, like, chasseurs, and then just put them in the formation, hide them inside the formation. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that sucks. But this is a heavy box. I bet you there's pewter in here. Contains 12 plastic easy-build French light cavalry, 1 additional metal officer, and 1 additional metal bugler. Okay, hold on now. Although a standard unit size for French is 12, this box allows you to make 13 mounted French Lancers. Okay, never mind. I'm glad I read that. If this lets you build 13, plus these 3, that's 16. I'm square. Yes. Okay, I didn't know that. That's good. Okay. So this weekend, this Sunday, basically, I'm going to finish those. Obviously, I'm probably gonna work on these buildings, the hedges, not the hedges, the fence lines, and maybe my range rulers that I was going to work on. Now I did try out those clamps. I did lay out the battle mat on the table. I stretched it out and clamped them down. It seemed to work really well. I think it would work a lot better if the table was the right size and not this ping pong table, which is about a foot too narrow. And if it didn't have this extra lip on it, if it was just a flat piece of plywood like I expect down at NashCon. One additional thing, I did order a box of hat miniatures, hat light infantry, French light infantry, to basically Voltigeurs. You get like 40 models in a box, and I went back and looked at my invoice, and I'm only being charged $13 for this box of hat models that come with 40 models. So that's a steal. What is that? That's just over 25 cents a model. If I did the math there, maybe I'll put it on the screen or something, but that's pretty darn cheap. Now, they don't make a whole lot of different models for 28 millimeters, but they do have like some Prussians, some Austrians, some Russians, some French. So their main focus is 1/72nd, but they do have some 28s. So I went ahead and ordered a box of 1/28s, and apparently that's their current, or that's the line that they're working on now. Like they're finished with their 1/72nd scale stuff. Now they're going to start, or not finished, but they've got a pretty extensive line at 1/72nd. So now they're going to start building up on their 28 millimeter line. And if they get some good, if that box comes in and they're good figures, I'm probably gonna get some more different ones. And they get some off the wall brands. They like to do the off the wall models like Bavarians or Baden or Württembergers or stuff like that. So, but yeah, they got some light infantry I got coming in. I'm gonna intermix that with the other like Warlord or Peri French, just to flesh out my units if those models are good. And at $13, it was worth risking checking them out, right? For 40 models, dang. Now in that order from it's not Litco, it's Hobby Link is where I ordered this. So you should go to Hobby Link and check out some of their 28 millimeter stuff. They've got, they just started carrying Warlord, actually, I think. They just started carrying Warlord there as well. But I ordered some armatures. Okay, if you're not familiar with what an armature is, it's a tree trunk and branches that is like kind of a softer plastic, and inside there's like a wire so that you can take the tree branches and you can form it into whatever shaped tree you want. There's just no foliage on it, right? And that's once I get those, I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make trees. You probably can't see them, they're off camera right there, but how to make those trees. Now these armatures that I ordered are anywhere between 5 to 7 inches. Okay, this is a 6-inch ruler, right? So a 7-inch tree, this is 6 inches above this 2-story building. So they're gonna be big trees. Now there's 12 in a pack, and it's gonna be intermixed. There's probably gonna be like 3 or 4 5-inch ones. which is about the height of this building. And then there's going to be some 6-inch ones, and then there's going to be some 7-inch ones. And I'm going to make those, and I'm going to put those in the Bazoo woods, because those trees right there, they all seem to be just a little bit too small. Those trees are great for 1/72. They're okay for 28 millimeter, but I think they need to be a little bit bigger for, I want them to be more grandiose. I want them to be bigger. So I bought some 5 to 7-inch armatures so that I can make my own trees. In that pack, I've also ordered 4 or 5, I can't remember, different manufacturers' flock. Okay, I ordered some Bach, Bach, Knock, Fowler, not Woodland Scenics, because Woodland Scenics is kind of like everywhere in the States, but Bach, Knock, Fowler, there's a couple others that I got, like Woodland Effects or something like that, and then there's Scenic Enhancements, or so, I don't remember what it is, but I'm looking for, and I'm specifically looking for a flock that I had in the past, and I couldn't remember who made it. I know I bought it when I was in Germany, right? So I'm looking through all these German manufacturers of flock, and one of them, what it is basically Woodland Scenics is a foam. I mean, when you look at your flock from Woodland Scenics, it's a foam flock that when you sprinkle on your bases or whatever. I don't want foam. I want the wooden flock. I think it's like a sawdust that's been colored or whatever. I don't know how to explain it, but I think Citadel was even using this type of flock, and not the static grass. Don't want that, and I think they called it scatter and not flock. So basically, I ordered like 5 different packs. They're all cheap, you know, like $2 a piece, just to see which one is the one that I want. Right? So basically, I'm doing a trial run. I'm going to order all these. I'm going to find the best one, and then I'm going to like ingrain it in my memory, or I'm going to keep the packaging somewhere that I know which one it is. So I did order that. Yeah, so look forward to maybe getting these painted this weekend, the buildings, the terrain, and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do a video of that when I get all that done. But let's go ahead and zoom in on my Hanover guys. Now I'm going to tell you guys, before we do this close-up on the Hanovers, Hanover Landwehr. These guys, I think these guys had a little excessive like trinkets hanging on them and things, and I had to do some research to. That's another thing. Sorry, I'm dragging this on, but I had to do some research on what the colors were. Different sources had different ideas of how they should be painted. Like one company said they had this type of hat, another company had this type of hat on the models, and then when you go through the books, it has a third type of hat, you know, and then the one guy says the plumes are this color, another guy says the plumes are this color, and then one guy says the facings, depending on the unit, were like this, and the jackets were this color, the straps were this color. Nobody knows. That's what I think. I think nobody knows what the Hanover Landwehr really looked like. Some people call the KGL, the King's German Legion. They're from Hanover, right? They're the Hanovers that were loyal to England when France took over Hanover, right? So they moved to England and became the King's German Legion, and then when France or Germany, Hanover was liberated, they went home and formed the core army of the Hanover, the field battalions. But some of them stayed with England and they stayed as King's German Legions. And then there's so you got the King's German Legion, which is also Hanover. Then you got the Hanover field battalions. You got the Hanover battalions that were loyal to France. Then you got the Hanover battalions after the fall. And then you got the Landwehr. It was a nightmare doing this research. Okay, so unfortunately, what I'm trying to say is nobody really knows. So I took it upon myself to take all this information and I put it together in a way that seemed the most logical and also the way the majority of the people thought. So I don't know. So, but here, let me show you these guys, and then and you might be impressed. I really like the way I painted them. And remember, but also remember that I'm not painting 100%. I'm not bringing these up to a museum quality. I'm bringing them to Wargaming quality, which is about a 70% quality. If I'm able to get everything finished, then I'll bring them up a little bit higher so that they'll look even better on the field. All right, let's take a look.